Alright guys, welcome to part 6 of this mini series. Today we're going to be focusing a bit more on the layout. So I said in the last video that we're going to be starting by making the cake stand for this cake to sit on. So we're going to start by adding a circle. And then we need the circle to fit the radius quite nicely. Just by typing it manually, there we go. 0.15. Maybe 0.1. Yeah, 0.1 is probably the way to go. You can always increase it if I need to. But the more important part is that because we're probably going to have to do a lot of beveling. We want it to be as round as possible, so I'm going to put the vertices up really high. I'm going to really increase the point count because I don't think it will be that much pressure on the CPU. So I think that's fine. And then press G, Z, bring it up. Yeah, that's perfect. Lower it a bit. We're just going to press forward slash to focus on it. Press tab to go into edit mode. Go up here and select vertices to counter. Change these by pressing 1, 2, 3. We want the vertices. Now, we'll start by extruding upwards, only slightly, and then scaling while it's still selected, scaling outwards a little bit. Right, a little bit below. We're going to extrude again, but this time we don't want to move it, so we're going to press escape, and then we just want to scale it outwards. That far. Let's extrude it again. Extrude it upwards a little bit. Scale it outwards just a little bit. Just like that. And now we need to create this face in the middle. Because with the circle, it's just vertices, don't generate any faces at all. It's just the vertices and the edges joined together. Simply to create a face, just got to select the bottom edge loop, press F. Better. Now we want to select edges. With edges selected, we're going to press Alt and click on that edge. Then Alt Shift, click on this edge, and Alt Shift on that edge. And to bevel, we simply press Control B. We can move it out like that. We can use the scrolling wheel to change how many edges we want in there. I think that'll be fine. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm happy with that. Because it makes the edges a bit more rounded. I would just move it. Obviously now we don't want this to be just really thin. I want to give it a bit of... We're going to solidify it basically. So we're going to go to generate and we're going to go to solidify. And we're going to make that load smaller. Then we go into project mode. Apply it. So we get access to the edges, like so. Then with the edges again, we select them both. And as you can see, if I go too far, it's going to overlap each other. We don't want that to happen, so we press C, equals them to come together. Got that there. That's the base of the plate, cake stand, the base plate for the cake stand. Just before we carry on, we'll select the whole of it by pressing A. Press M to merge and classify distance, and as you can see at the bottom, it's removed any excess vertices that we've had that look overlapped each other. Like here. A bit more neat and tidy. Now I'm going to press on the 3 to select the faces. I'm going to select this bottom face. I'm going to hold over and bring it in and then bring it back out for the stand. So to do so, we're simply going to scale this face about halfway, and then move it down by pressing G and Z to about there, too far down. Then we want to extrude it, scale it again, bring it halfway down, and press G and Z. I'm happy with that. Then we want to extrude it, scale it, and then bring it back out to about the same width as it went in. And then we want to press G and Z to about there. Yes, I'm happy with that. And then we extrude it again, press the scale button, and we're going to bring it out to a bit there. G and Z again. Looking loads better. Press tab to go back into that object mode. And we're just going to simply smooth it. There we go. More quickly while we're here. Pop a material on it. Hold it in place. And we're just going to leave it white. Much better. Right, so now press forward slash again and bring it back into this form. Now we need to move this just along the Z axis. We're going to move it quite high up. And then need to move this along the Z axis and sit it almost perfectly on there. Don't matter if it overlaps just a tiny bit. It should be okay. Select the cake and bring the cake down to sit on it nicely. Make sure it don't look like it's floating. And quickly pop it in render mode to see how that looks. Beautiful. Perfect. Action. One thing that I'm questioning is if it's rough enough. I think I'm going to bring the roughness down to like a 0.25. Give it a little bit of a glossy look. There, that looks under the light. It just gives it a bit more gloss, like if you go at 0.5. A little bit too plastic kind of looking. If you just drop it half, add a little bit of shine to it. We go back to material just so we ain't having to push the computer to its limits while keeping the window open. I do want to select this camera though. And let's see. So if you have a look here, no, that's not what we want to do. There we go, that's the one. 0.2, should we go with? Yep. I'm reviewing it, that hasn't ruined anything, has it? So we're just going to go on flight mode again. I'm just going to angle it a little bit better. Good. Perfect. Right. So moving on, we'll come out of that. Judging by this, can you see on these edges here? We can see the corners of the background. Yeah, well, we don't want this. Put it in nicely. We just don't want it. Right, I'm going to increase the scale of this slightly. See how that looks? I think that'll be okay. Yep. So then we also want to duplicate it. Move it across the y-axis, the halfway mark, like so, and then rotate it along the x-axis 90 degrees. 0, and render. That's just because of the way the lighting is facing at the moment. Not too much to worry about, not too concerned about it because we are going to be changing the lighting at some point. But other than that, I think that is perfectly fine. Right, so now with all that done, we can move on to the lighting. We could use this as the light. Make it a bit more natural. We could use the sun. We go render. It's just not what we want really. Yeah, no. So we're just going to get rid of it. Press delete. And then for the time being, I'm just going to chuck this back in Eevee so it runs a lot quicker. So moving on. I'm going to press this button here, which is the world properties. Where it says colour, I'm going to press on the yellow button. And we're going to go and click sky texture. As you can see, it's already kicked in. The sun rotation, we needed to face from the left hand side because that's obviously where we're going to have it face. I believe it's -90. It's also very bright. That's because it's not available in Eevee over there. Let's get the cycles done. It's very bright. It's fine. Get to the render. We're going to turn the exposure down to about -2, so it isn't such a bright glare. Kills off the sun a little bit. So it's not like we're squinting. Also drop the sun intensity, I think. And we're going to raise the elevation slightly. Just to give it a bit of a cooler light. So, not at all what I meant to do. As you can kind of see here, the light's kind of just hitting the cake at all these angles. When it comes from one angle, because it's like we're trying to simulate this in an enclosure, and the light's just coming from like a window. So, if we go back into material mode, we can create a cube, quite large. I'm also going to toggle X-ray, and we'll put it in normal viewport shading. Scale it down to about there, and then we can press G, press B. I'm just going to glue it to there like that. So now what I like to do is I like to go in edit mode, go on to vertices selection, press this one first, followed by this one, press J, press B, oh, came into that, press J, press B, join them together like that. As you can see, there's a lot of said fighting going on, but I'm not too concerned about that right now. It will be fixed. Gonna move on to this one. Which apparently I can't seem to lock onto. Maybe I've got the wrong angle. Try it from this angle. There we go. The reason I'm selecting these two faces is so two vertices instead of just the one vertice, so it keeps it parallel, but it maintains its cube shape without being all wonky. So it's just this one left. JP. For some reason it only likes to do it from this angle. JP. There you go. It's now perfectly enclosed, just the way we want it. So now, because like I said, there's a lot of overlap going on, we put ourselves inside here. I don't want any Z fighting to happen, so if we go back into this mode, make sure the cube's selected. We want to get rid of face here. We can get rid of the bottom one as well. And now if I go into this control press, well done, you've deleted the wrong faces. Yeah. Make sure that's done correctly this time. Yep, that is fine. And receiver. The camera's a bit out of shift to that. Yeah, no, this is fine. What I'm simply going to do, right to edit mode, choose this face, I'll just move it along the y-axis, switch it a little bit. Barely find it like that. 0. Make sure this is still good. Yep, 1. Now we need to create the window. I'm selecting this face. Press E. Not E, sorry. Press I to insert the face. I'm okay leaving it like round about there. That's fine. And then we can delete the face. And then what we need to do is now need to select the edge. And then move you to Z axis. All the way up there. A bit there. And you need to move along the Y axis. Do about there. If we put it in rendered mode, and we press 0, it's much better. There we go. Moving on. Now, need to make this black or black so it doesn't bounce off the light. So what you do is you go into object mode, just go down thing, material, new, old, cube, leave it as white, and then we're going to create a new one. Call it wall. This one can be black. And then what we do is we're going to edit mode. Faces, going to select this back face here and sign it that black. Object mode, point of view, and that's a bit more depth to the shadow. So I'm not quite happy with this camera. I'm just going to move it slightly. Probably better if I do this thing. And then rotate it along the x-axis. That's better. That's just for now. Moving on to part 7, we'll be looking at refining cake and each individual part of the cake. Maybe we'll move on to some animating at the time. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.